I agree with what you said, Sherri. The results of this election in the US have worldwide connotations. Now, I'm here in the UK, and I wouldn't consider myself an anxious person, but the election is making me that way, because if I don't see some hope coming out of America, you know, they always say when America sneezes, Europe gets the flu. And so it's true, if America can't lead with freedom and these, you know, team human values, nobody in the world can. And so if you go the way of, you know, this Marxist, socialist, communist, or this, you know, transhumanist way, I don't know how anybody in the world can survive that. And so what are your thoughts? What do you see? I mean, what do you feel when it comes to these two parties, these campaigns, everything?
Well, I just want to make one other comment about the money thing, then I'll answer your question. Yeah. I was at the bank today because I wanted to take, you know, I'm really nervous about this UN thing about shutting off your access to your bank accounts. So I wanted to take a sizable amount. It's not millions of dollars, but I wanted to take out a sizable amount of money from one of my bank accounts. And you would have thought I was in there to rob the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to talk to the branch manager. I have to talk to the security division of the bank. They have to call me and know exactly what I want my money for and what I'm going to do with it. I mean, we're talking like $5,000. I mean, it was not a big, huge amount of money, you know? And so, but yet I said, well, is there a number lower than that I can take it, you know, come like 3 or 4 times? They said, no, if you're taking out anything more than like $1,000, you have to get approval. They have to order the money in. It won't come until maybe next Friday. They have to call me, and I have to come in with my own personal security to take my money out. I have to talk to the security people at the bank because they want to know what I want the money for. I said, is it any of their business? He said, the federal government requires us to do these things, ma'am.
I mean, don't get me started about this, Sherri. Like I said, we teach this in a lot of our academies, and I hear this all the time from my students. And so I said it last night on a masterclass. I said, how many people have money in the bank? And they all raised their hand. I said, no, you don't. The bank has the custody of your money, and they'll give it to you if they choose to. And I love these things these banks say, like, we don't have that much cash. It's like, really? You're a bank. And like the last time I checked, it was my money, right? And I've heard this from multiple people, and again, very small amounts. And this should alarm everyone that this is happening. And again, cash makes them nervous as well because it can't be tracked. And like you said, that's kind of coming from the higher levels. People need to be very concerned about this. And I'll just go a little deeper before I get your thoughts on the election. But, you know, we talk about this a lot because one thing about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is that it's like a parallel universe, Sherri. And when you look at the things through a Bitcoin lens, then you see all of the problems you have in the fiat currency and the banking system. Because over here in crypto, if I want to send you $100,000 of Bitcoin, it's done in a minute, and it's just between you and me, and no one can stop it. And, you know, it's the old-fashioned way of peer-to-peer transactions. This is what the human, actually society is actually built on, individual transactions. And yet in the fiat world, first of all, your money in your bank, first of all, it can be printed by the federal government. It can be inflated by the federal government and taxed at will by the federal government. So you could argue right there, what is that money actually worth? Not a lot. And it's not just Zimbabwe and Argentina that have inflation. The US money supply has gone up significantly. But more than that, they can not allow you to move your money. And so if you do not have property ownership, you do not have freedom. And if you do not have, these days, digital property ownership, then you don't have digital freedom. Now, I lost my YouTube channel because I didn't own that digital property. It was uploaded to that Google, you know, platform. And so they took away my freedoms because I didn't have ownership. If you don't actually own your money, you don't have freedoms either. And so you might say, oh no, I got $1 million in the bank and I got this, you don't, because you don't actually own it. And that's why I'm a huge proponent of digital asset ownership. Something as simple as Bitcoin, where they can't take it away from you. They can't print more of it. They can't tell you what to do with it and not do with it. They're going to try in the future, but they can't. That allows you the freedom to do what you want to do. As soon as they control your money, your movement, your speech, all of a sudden everything is co-opted. So it is something to be very alarmed about, Sherri, and I hear it from my students all the time. And like you said, there's not like a fixed amount, and it's not large amounts, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, can a bank really look you in the eye and say they don't have $5,000 cash? I mean, come on. You know, they service probably hundreds, if not thousands of customers in a week. It's just not true. And so this is something to be concerned about, for sure.
They tell me, and I've experienced this before, and you've probably heard this before, that it's a medium-sized branch is where this is. And they don't keep the cash on hand. And they have to order it like if you were a grocer and you had to order apples. They have to know how much to order. And then it takes 10 days for it to come in. And then, like I said, he said, well, our security officer is going to call you and ask you what you're going to do with the money. I said, I don't think it's any of their business. He said, well, it is. And so, and we're talking $5,000, you know, we're not talking $50,000, $500,000, $5 million. You know, it's a relatively, and he said, we just don't get people to come in and want to withdraw that amount of money. We can give it to you as a cashier's check. No, you're going to give me Federal Reserve notes that may eventually be used to start my fire, but right now they have value, and I want Federal Reserve notes in my hand.
Yes, so. I see crypto in your future, Sherri, for sure.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.